Reading 4, I Met You in a Story, Bob Jones University Press, 2nd edition. A genuine spring-operated, brass-handled black umbrella by Millie Howard, illustrated by Dell Thompson and Noel Snyder.
In the early 20th century, inventors were constantly trying to think of new gadgets to make life easier. Many of their inventions are things that we take for granted now. But when the girl in this story borrows an umbrella, it is the first of its kind in her neighborhood. As you read, you'll notice that Amelia lives at a time when apartment buildings still have doormen and elevator operators. Many city children during this time go to school on city buses, have fun stepping back in time and watching Amelia with her newfangled umbrella. First of its kind. "Goodbye, Mom," Amelia called as she opened the front door of the apartment. "I'm off for school." "Better take your—" The slamming of the door cut off Mrs. Widener's reply. She stopped in the kitchen doorway, wiping her hands and shaking her head. "That Amelia," she said to herself, "always in a hurry. Now there's her umbrella still here, and it's pouring outside." At the end of the hallway, Amelia jabbed the elevator button again. She chewed impatiently on the end of a pigtail as she watched the indicator light above the elevator. 1, 2, 3. "Oh, it's stopped again. And if I'm late, Elise will leave without me," she muttered to herself. "I'll just have to take the stairs." Amelia opened the door to the service stairs and hurried down, taking the steps 2 at a time. When she reached the lobby, she was out of breath, panting. She crossed the carpet just as the elevator bell rang and the door opened. Jimmy, the elevator operator, grinned at her cheerfully. "Racing me again, Miss Amelia?" he asked as the other passengers got off. Amelia grinned back, unable to answer. She waved her hand and followed the others to the lobby doors. Simons, the doorman, held the door open for the children and businessmen. Morning greetings were exchanged as umbrellas were unfurled. Whish, snap! Bright colors unfolded above the children's heads. Then the children splashed out from under the apartment building's canopy, looking like yellow and red elves under multicolored mushrooms. Whish, snap! Black umbrellas unfolded above the men's heads. Then they all strode away, dark shadows on the wet, shining pavement. Only Amelia remained under the canopy, hesitating. Simons looked down. "No umbrella, Miss Amelia." "I forgot it," Amelia replied mournfully, staring at the pouring rain. "Even if I run, I'll get soaked, and if I go back upstairs, I'll be late." "I have an extra one," Simons said. He reached behind him and pulled a long black umbrella from the umbrella rack. "A salesman left me this one for me to try outside. Said it was the coming thing." "But it's a man's umbrella," Amelia said in dismay. "Oh, but it's a special one," Simon said, his eyes twinkling. "The salesman said it was a genuine, spring-operated umbrella. Just watch." Simon held the umbrella aloft and pressed the button on the brass handle. With a satisfying whoop, the umbrella opened above Amelia's head. She stared up at the black silk stretched tight over shining brass ribs and reached up to touch the gleaming brass handle. "How did you do that?" Amelia asked. "Here," he answered, touching a tiny knob on the brass handle. "You just push this little knob." How do I close the thing? Amelia asked. Just like other umbrellas, only pull a little harder, Simons replied. Make sure you hear snap. That way you know the umbrella has locked into place. Oh, thank you, Amelia said happily. I really appreciate this. No problem, Miss Amelia, Simons replied. But you will have a problem if you don't hurry now. Amelia splashed out into the rain, sliding her boots to send water flying ahead of her. She tilted the umbrella so she could see ahead of her. Past the bookstore, past the pharmacy, past the card shop, she hurried, bumping into other people. At last she got her bearings, realizing that she had to allow more room for the big umbrella. At the next building, she saw Elise waiting under the overhanging roof. As Amelia approached, Elise's eyes widened in surprise. Then she giggled. Is that you, Amelia? She called. Amelia tilted the umbrella further back. Leave your umbrella, she said. This one's big enough for both of us. It certainly is, Elise said as she placed her umbrella in the rack and stepped under the black one with Amelia. It's big enough for you, me, and a whole lot of other people. Amelia grinned. Wait till you see it open. It's a genuine spring-operated, brass-handled umbrella. Oh, my father's been wanting one of these, Elise said. Won't he be surprised when he hears you have one? It isn't mine. It's the doorman's, Amelia answered. I just borrowed it. The girls hurried down the street. If we run, we'll have time to look into Mr. Jenkins' window again, Amelia said. This is almost April. He may have put the diamonds in the window already. Mr. Jenkins owned Kara's, the best jewelry store in town. Each month, he had one window devoted to that month's birthstone. He always chose his most beautiful necklace for the centerpiece of the window. On a card placed beside the necklace, he would write a girl's name. Amelia and Elise had talked Mr. Jenkins into using their names. September had been Elise's month, and both girls were thrilled to see, for Elise, written on a card below a sapphire necklace, with the sheet music by Beethoven below it. April 16th was Amelia's birthday, and her birthstone was the diamond. She could hardly wait to see the new display. They reached Kara's and stopped beside the display window. He hasn't changed it yet, Amelia said in disappointment. She started to turn away. Wait, Elise said excitedly. He's changing it now. The girls watched breathlessly as a hand appeared and whisked away aquamarines and white silk. It reappeared with black velvet and smoothed the soft folds over the display case. Oh, look, Amelia squealed, bouncing the black umbrella above them as a diamond lace necklace was coiled into the case. In the center of the coil was placed a black card. On the front was written in silver letters, for Amelia. The hand disappeared and a face appeared in its place. Mr. Jenkins peered out at the girls and solemnly winked. Then the curtain closed and the girls were alone with the display. It's beautiful, Amelia said happily as they began to walk again. Let's stop on our way home and really take a good look at it. All right, Elise agreed as they turned the corner. But right now, we'd better run. There's the bus. The girls splashed past the grocery store and hurried to the end of the line of waiting people. As each person climbed onto the bus, he snapped his umbrella shut. When Amelia's turn came, she sent Elise on up the stairs and turned to snap the black umbrella shut. It didn't budge. Amelia tugged again. Elise was already in the seat and looking back for Amelia. "Come on, Amelia, let's go," called one of the boys in the front seat. "You're letting it rain in." Amelia gave one last hard pull, and the black umbrella closed with a soft whoosh. Amelia gave a sigh of relief and clambered aboard the bus. She hurried back to slide into the seat behind Mr. Tidwell, the banker. The umbrella bumped against Elise's ribs as Amelia sat down. "Ooh, it's wet," Lee said. "Put it on the floor, Amelia." "I hate to get it dirty," Amelia thought. She tried propping the umbrella against the seat in front. It was too long to hook over the back of the seat, and it kept prodding Mr. Tidwell on the head. After a few cross looks from him, Amelia let the black umbrella slide to the floor. It was the umbrella. At the next stop, several boys got on the bus and headed for the back. The black umbrella got kicked twice. Unnoticed by Amelia, it now lay halfway into the aisle. As the bus stopped at the corner across from the schoolyard, there was an unusual scuffle in the back to avoid being the last one off the bus. Across the aisle from the girls, William McCauley put a foot out to claim his place. His boot brushed the black umbrella. Whoomp! The black silk umbrella sprang open. William snatched his foot back. The boys and girls at the back of the bus stared at the silk and brass that had wedged itself between the seats. "Hey, what's this?" "Mr. Wheatley, we can't get out." "Whose umbrella?" The last voice belonged to Mr. Wheatley, the bus driver, who was looking sternly over the edge of the umbrella. "Mine," a red-faced Amelia answered. "At least, it is right now." "Amelia, I'm surprised at you. You know better than to block the aisles," Mr. Wheatley said, frowning at her. "But I didn't. At least, it was the umbrella," Amelia stammered. "Sure," William said scornfully. "The umbrella just opened itself." When Amelia nodded, he laughed. "So, show us how." "I can't get it loose," Amelia replied, tugging at the handle. "Come on, I'm going to be late for work," someone shouted from behind them. "I'll get it loose," William boasted, grabbing a handful of black silk and squeezing the brass ribs. "Stop! You'll break it!" Amelia demanded. "I borrowed it and I have to return it." "Wait a minute," Mr. Wheatley said firmly. "William, I can close it from here with Amelia's help. Amelia, you pull when I tell you." Amelia nodded as Mr. Wheatley gently freed the protruding points of the ribs from the back of the seats. "Now pull," he said. Squeezing the umbrella from behind, it folded neatly into Amelia's hands. "There," Mr. Wheatley said, turning to inspect the wooden seat backs. He shook his head as the children filed past. "Amelia, you know I'll have to report this," he said, "but at least there was no damage." Amelia nodded and followed Elise off the bus. "Genuine spring-operated umbrella," she said disgustedly. "Now I'll probably have to stay after school." "Don't worry," Elise said. "I'll wait for you. If you do, we can walk home." Amelia sighed. "But we won't have time to look at the window again. Dumb old umbrella." The two girls hurried into the building. Ahead of them, the other children fanned out, disappearing into the classrooms on either side of the hallway. Amelia and Elise walked quickly past the hall clock on their way to the last classroom. "We're not going to make it," Elise said. "We have only 30 seconds." Run, Amelia gasped, holding their books tightly. The two girls began to run. They flew past the fifth-grade classroom and up 2 steps. Amelia's boot caught on the edge of the top step, and her books went skidding down the hall, along with the black umbrella. Amelia raised her head in time to see the umbrella spin slowly outside the principal's office. The door to the office opened. Whoomp. "Oh no!" Amelia cried. The bell rang just as the principal's foot caught the rim of the open umbrella. Amelia and Elise watched wide-eyed as he stumbled onto the black silk. Paper scattered over the hall as he clutched at the brass handle. When the umbrella stopped revolving, the principal looked at Amelia and Elise. "Girls," he said quietly, "could I see you for a moment in my office?" "Yes, sir." Elise and Amelia helped pick up the scattered books and papers. And then they followed him into the office and kept a firm hold on the now folded black umbrella. When everything was finally sorted out, the principal suggested that he keep the umbrella until school was out. Amelia and Elise could pick it up after school and never bring it to school again. "As a matter of fact, I'd be glad to lend you an umbrella to use on your way home," he said. "It'd be a lot less trouble than letting you take this one home on the bus." But as it turned out, it wasn't even raining that afternoon. Amelia was allowed to take the umbrella home. Provided she held it carefully all the way and kept it closed. Even William kept out of Amelia's way that afternoon, teasing her from a distance about her new weapon. Amelia just tossed her head and got off at her stop with Elise. "Come on," she said. "Since we didn't have to stay after school, we'll have time to look in Mr. Jenkins' window." The girls ran down the street. They had just reached the grocery store when they heard an alarm. "Mr. Jenkins' alarm!" someone shouted. "The jewelry shop had been robbed." "My necklace!" Amelia said indignantly. "Someone's taken my necklace." From around the corner, the two girls heard the sound of running feet, and then the shrill of a policeman's whistle. "He's coming this way," Elise squealed. She grabbed Amelia's free hand and pulled her toward the grocery store. "Just a minute," Amelia said, pulling back. "I have an idea." She listened as the steps came pounding closer, then pointed the genuine spring-operated black umbrella toward the corner of the building. Amelia pressed the spring and turned the umbrella loose. Whoomp! The umbrella opened and sailed away from Amelia, right into the path of the thief. Amelia dodged into the store with Elise, as the thief stumbled over the black umbrella and went down. The handful of jewels he carried scattered over the pavement. A policeman raced around the corner and tripped over the thief and the umbrella. Amelia and Elise watched the capture from inside the store, pressed against the windows with the other customers. "Did you see that?" Mrs. Hadley exclaimed. "They fell over Amelia's umbrella." "That was quick thinking, Amelia," congratulated the grocer. "Whatever made you think about opening the umbrella?" Amelia and Elise looked at each other and giggled. "Well," Amelia said, "it's a special umbrella." When the customers looked puzzled, she explained, "It's a genuine, spring-operated, brass-handled, black umbrella, and people-catching is what it seems to do best."